Hi, this is Joe Kopp, Shots on Government. And this isn't just for governments today, this is for the morons out there. I'm going to call this piece Oil for Morons. Did you know that in the United States alone we have enough oil reserves for well over 1,000 years? And if we can't figure out our green technology and our green energy things in 1,000 years, I don't know which country can. I'm tired of the mamby-pansies out there using environmental and world global warming as an excuse for us to not drill here, drill now. Let me touch basis on that a little bit with environmentalists. They claim that we want to stop global warming and we want to stop the pollution of waters and land and cutting down trees and everything. Great. We're all for the protecting the environment and things like that. But have you really stopped and considered to realize that the other nations that are actually drilling oil and exporting it and shipping it and everything actually have less of a safety record than we do in the United States? If we were to drill here, drill now in the United States, there's all kinds of financial benefits to it. But if you look just the environmental benefit of it, consider this one fact. We already have more safety procedures than anybody else or any other country along. So wouldn't we be actually saving the pollution and the extra spills and things versus countries like Nigeria where they have rebels that are blowing up pipelines to either get their free oil or to sabotage government? Uh, we have a clean safety record here. So if you're an environmentalist and you're going against drill here in the United States of America, you're not really truly an environmentalist if you're not concerned about all the accidents and blow-ups of wells and things overseas and in different countries. I already mentioned we had 1,000 years of oil supply, and that's just what is known. Other studies have said that we've got more oil because we haven't been drilling our oil for years and years and years than anybody. It could be a couple thousand years of oil, and that's even considering our trends of more need and use of oil. But consider this: we only produce or drill 16% of our own consumption. In other words, 16% of our oil that we consume is in the United States is drilled from our own countries within North America alone. But those 16%, uh, that 16% of oil we do drill also represents 9 million jobs in the U.S. So let's look at some of the economics here. 16.5% of us, our own, 83.5% of the oil is actually coming from overseas. Well, if we have 9 million jobs in the United States alone due to the oil industry that's coming through drilling our own oil, how many more jobs? Could we double that 9 million jobs? What would that do for our current unemployment? And not only just extra jobs in the names of millions by drilling our own oil, but actually jobs that would be high paying and possibly even union for those people that like unions. Even without a union, you're probably looking at jobs that are in the area of $25 to $50 an hour for great jobs, great benefits with large corporations that can give you some comfort, stability in your income in your personal household. So by drilling here, we also increase jobs. What's the other benefits of that? Uh, because we are dependent on foreign countries to provide us all of our oil, we have little tiny stockbrokers, which is another one of my things I really believe government should regulate, is the stockbrokers that are speculating and trading on futures based off of, oh no, we might not get no oil from Libya. Oh no, Egypt's having unrest. Oh no, Iran's making threats. Oh, OPEC is going to cut down production so they can manipulate the price of oil. So we're paying for the same amount of supply and demand, $106 a barrel of oil today, which just about 5, 6 years ago we were down in the $25 a barrel range, which would bring us down to a gas price of $1.30, $1.40 a gallon, which is something that's sustainable. Have you ever considered how much it costs a salesman to go out and travel when he's paying $4 a gallon for gas? Then you have a President Obama, of course, wants necessarily have $5 to $7 of gas per gallon in order to make reality his green project of turning to green energies. Let's talk about that green energy for a little bit. Green energy, even if you brought everything on board today, which by everybody's estimation is going to take 20 years for all the projects that have been earmarked by our dear old president, it's going to take 20 years to bring that online. And even when it's all online, all this money, the trillions of dollars that they're spending on it, our taxpayers' money, is going to go into an energy that if you had all the solar panels, if you had all the wind and clean energies that they're talking about, still wouldn't even produce 2% of our energy needs this year, much less our increasing demands that come year after year after year. So, when you think about uh, things that we need and why we need to drill now, it's simple. We need the money, we need the jobs, we would pay less money as consumers of our own product, we would not be reliant upon foreign countries that, quite frankly, hate us. And let's think about that for a second. Let's say the median value of a barrel of oil would be fair, where everybody kind of wins there, not stock brokers that are speculating and winning off the purchase of contracts in the future that are highly inflated, but just a win-win, a good amount of oil that would give the producers of those oil nations decent money and actually allow us to consume that oil at a very decent price. That would be about $25 per barrel. Unfortunately, we're now paying $106 a barrel. For the last year or so, it's been around anywhere from $68 to $80 a barrel, which was livable, but still almost twice what we were paying for our gas at the pumps just about 4 years ago. Where's that money going? Let's see. It's going to Saudi Arabia, which is one of the major sponsors of terror through the kingdom's royal families and things like that. It's going to Iran, which hates us and wants the end of not just Israel but the United States. We're the big Satan. It's going to countries like Libya, dictators that kill their people, torture their people. It goes to Iraq, people that we tried to help free but don't give a damn about what we've done. We're just today's enemy. We were their saviors when we ousted Saddam. Now we're just their enemies. And pretty much all Middle Eastern nations. Then you got even the European nations that might be involved in that disdain America for what we are, our freedoms, our rights, and prosperity that we have. And now you even have South American countries and Hugo Chavez that manipulates and personally has sold all the oil to China, therefore manipulating oil prices again, so we got to pay more because there's less product available for the United States because it's to consume. So this is just my first recording, which is Joe Kopp Shots on Government. Today's issue, Oil for Morons. If you don't get that, environmentalist, you're not doing any favors by not allowing us to drill here in the United States. People but don't like terror, understand that. We're funding terrorism, and the more oil goes up, the more we send to them. Terrorists and states, countries, states, nations that hate us. Green jobs ain't gonna work, won't work, can't do it. Think about that. 2% of all energy, even if they brought everything, all that technology online today, less than 2% of our nation's consumption. 9 million jobs are generated just from the 16.5% of the oil production that's in the U.S. or North America right now. American jobs, that could at least double, if not triple or quadruple. So we could have 40 million jobs related to that industry. We could take care of unemployment here. Heck, we wouldn't have to worry about the illegals coming over and taking our jobs. We'd be wanting to work, of course, as Americans. We want to get paid more for what we do. We would be able to take all the oil jobs, and we'd probably welcome the Mexicans to come on in, take some of the other jobs. That's another issue for another day, though, and I will have something to say on that. This is Joe Kopp, out.